Garrett here. I am one half of Fantasy News and Brews, and today I just kind of wanted to go over some of the questions we got from you guys. We posted a couple of videos now to the Fantasy Flock Network, and we got some great hits from you guys. Questions, should I trade this player for this player? So, I try to read all of them, and I try to comment on as many as I can, but I figured it might be better just to make a quick little video outlining what the trade asked me was, and if I would do it or not. I figured if I posted it in a video, maybe it would help more people than just the person that I'm commenting on for. So yeah, let's just jump right in right away. So the first question that I got was on YouTube, and it was, should I trade Booker and Sabonis for LeBron James? And immediately right off the bat, I'm gonna say no. Sabonis has been having an amazing season. I mean, he hasn't scored under 10 rebounds yet. He's getting almost 15 points a game at least, and he's broken 30 before. He breaks 20 consistently, and he's getting over 35 minutes per game. Right now, he's top 10 in the MVP race. If you asked me, should I trade Sabonis for LeBron, I would even consider that. But the fact that you would also be getting rid of Devin Booker for LeBron, I would not do that. On this trade, I would rather have the Sabonis and the Devin Booker side, because Devin Booker is a star in and of himself. So giving rid of two stars for one who, honestly, I might rather have just Sabonis over LeBron at this point. I'm not saying I would do that trade. It would depend on your team, but I definitely would not get rid of Sabonis and Booker for LeBron. Next question I got was Malcolm Brogdon for Nurkic and Oubre. This one's a little bit tougher, and this one is definitely going to depend on your depth. If you have a lot of depth and you don't really need Oubre and Nurk, you have some good centers, I would keep Brogdon. Brogdon is playing lights out right now. He's getting over 35 minutes almost every game. The past 4 games, he's gotten over 35 minutes. Last 4 games, 17 points, 33 points, 21 points, 35 points. He's throwing in some rebounds. He's getting a lot of assists, 5, 7, 11, 7. He's getting steals like crazy. I mean, the past 4 games, 3, 2, 3, 3. It's hard to give up someone like that. Now, that being said, Nurkic had a great game last night. I think he's going to continue to get better. And I also think we've covered Kelly Oubre in a bunch of our other videos. We think that he's a bounce-back candidate. That being said, Brogdon is a star right now. Unless I really, really, really needed the depth and I could afford to give up Brogdon and, I had a backup point guard, and I really needed a center, maybe I would consider it, but man, I would really hate to give up Brogdon, especially with how he is balling out right now. So I, off the bat, would say no, but again, depends on team needs, which a lot of these kind of will. Next question. Should I trade Ja Morant for Christian Wood? This one's a little bit tougher. So as we know, Ja has an ankle injury, and it wasn't too serious, thank God, because he looked like he was in a lot of pain when it happened. But before he went down with his ankle injury, man, 44 points, 28 points in the 2 previous games with 35 and 33 minutes, throwing in 9 and 7 rebounds, or assists, He's gotten a block each game, and he's had numerous steals, shooting on a good field goal percentage. I really like Ja Morant this year. I think that he is going to exceed his ADP. That being said, Christian Wood has been balling out since he left the Pistons, even when he was on the Pistons. But he is balling out for Houston right now, which doesn't really come to a shock to a lot of people because we knew he was going to be good. So this one really depends on a lot of things. I mean, if you have won your first 2 or 3 games that have happened in the season so far and you can afford to wait for Ja Morant to come back, I would prefer to do that. But say you drafted really guard heavy and you really need like a forward center, depending on Christian Wood if he's forward eligible in your league or not. But you really need a center. Man, he is a good center to get back. He is hot right now. So personally, putting team needs aside, I would rather wait for Ja Morant. But again, if my position needs it, I would be okay with this trade. Next up. Someone just offered me Coby White for Tyrese Haliburton. I would jump on that. Coby White is playing out of his mind right now. Johnny has been preaching get Coby White since the beginning of this season. If you looked at our draft guide on our Twitter, he has Coby White as his mega boom. And so far, he's been right. I wasn't too high on Coby White coming into the season. I thought he was going to be good, but man, I was wrong. and he is killing it. Tyrese Haliburton is a rookie, and he is one of the better rookies. That being said, Coby White is just playing like a star right now on a team where they need him. And we've talked a lot about Coby White in our past 2 videos. Again, Johnny's really high on him, so we've gone into depth. I would rather have Coby White than Tyrese Haliburton right now, even though Tyrese Haliburton is a star in the making. He just hit that amazing shot last night to kind of win the game. Still, would rather have Coby White in this situation. Next up, should I trade AD for Cat? Kind of worried about AD, hasn't been playing well, and Cat is unknown due to his injury. This one is a little bit tougher. Me and Johnny have kind of talked about the fact that we feel like avoiding the Timberwolves is not a bad plan. D'Lo's playing great, Cat is always playing great, but he's hurt. A lot of stuff happened to Cat in the offseason. I kind of preached this since our first podcast. That being said, Anthony Davis has not been playing to his crazy level, but he's still been good. Don't get me wrong. The past 4 games, 11 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 10 rebounds, throwing in 34 points, 17 points, 26 points, 23 points, and he has great field goal percentage. I think the problem is the Lakers are just a good team, and they're kind of beating everyone, and they don't need Anthony Davis to ball out. But if there's a close game, he's going to ball out. He is who they're going to rely on. LeBron James has kind of backed off and made it known this is Anthony Davis's team. That being said, Karl Anthony Towns is a great pickup. He gets the points, he gets the rebounds. He's good at shooting threes. The first 2 games, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 16 points, 12 rebounds. But he's injured. As of right now, as of the time that I'm making this, which is Friday, January 8th, I would rather have Anthony Davis. That could change. KD or Cat could come back and he could start balling out. But until he does, I think I would hold on to AD in that situation. Next question. I got offered Butler for Jamal Murray. Okay, this is a little bit of a tougher one. The Heat, they're a good team. They have a lot of mouths to feed. Butler is still playing good, but he really hasn't been getting the minutes that he was playing in the bubble. In the bubble, he was getting upwards of 40 minutes a game. They needed him. And right now, the games that he's played, 35 minutes, 16 minutes, 26 minutes, 25 minutes, 33 minutes. And, he had a good game against Boston. He had 26 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. It's a great game. Let's look at Jamal Murray before I give my answer. So Jamal Murray has been putting up the minutes. 40 minutes, 35 minutes, 31 minutes, 46 minutes. The points are there. The field goal percentage is not bad. The past 2 games, it's been 42 in both of them. The assists, they're up there, but the thing about Jamal Murray is this is kind of Jokic's team right now. Jokic is playing out of his mind. He's playing as the ball-dominant point guard center, which is crazy, but he's so good at it, it makes sense. This one I think is more of a positional needs. Jimmy Butler's going to get better. He's going to bounce back. The points are going to come back. The minutes are going to be there. The field goal percentage, he had a game on January 1st against Dallas where he had a 0% field goal percentage with 2 points in 26 minutes. That is not going to happen often. That doesn't scare me too much. Jimmy Butler is a great player. Miami's made it clear that this is kind of his team. This is a tough one, and it's positional. I think right now my strategy would be to check out my positional needs, but I'd also look at who's been performing better this season, and right now it is Jamal Murray. It's kind of crazy because Jimmy Butler is the bigger name, and I'd like to have Jimmy Butler on my team, but right now you really can't ignore Jamal Murray, and you can't ignore what Jimmy Butler's been putting up. So I think my final verdict is it just depends on the team needs. I know I keep preaching that, but that really is what it is. If I saw this trade go down in my league, I wouldn't think anyone really won or lost, and it's just one of those. Both the players are pretty even to me. Same tier. All right, last question is, should I trade Jarrett Allen and Dejounte Murray for Bradley Beal? So this is another tough one. Jarrett Allen has past 3 games has played really, really good. 14 points, 19 points, 15 points with 11, 18, 11 rebounds. He's gotten 3 assists last game. Every game he pretty much has gotten a block the past 4 games. One of them he got 4. So he is good. I mean, he really is good. But the thing is, there's a lot of mouths to feed in Brooklyn. You know, when Kyrie and KD sit, he's going to get more minutes. It's just that's how it's going to work out. But let's look at Dejounte Murray real quick. Dejounte Murray has had 29, 25, 36, 31 minutes past 4 games with 12, 4, 21, 18 points. Rebounds are there. Assists are okay. I mean, he shot okay. 38%, 7%, 50%, 50%. So for me, I have kind of always thought about this. You never want to give up a star player for 2 players that are not as good as the star player. Because I could go on the waiver wire and pick someone up that could maybe not play as well as Dejounte Murray, but could compare, and some games could play better. I would rather have Bradley Beal in this situation. Bradley Beal's a beast. We've covered him the past pretty much every video we've made because he's been balling out this season with where you got him. I mean, he just put up a 60-point game, and I'm not even sure if this question was asked before or after that 50-point game or 60-point game, but I'm taking Beal every time in this situation. I love Beal. I think that you can find someone to replace Dejounte Murray on the waiver wire, or maybe trade another guy for another guy if you really, really, really need a guard. But yeah, you can't get rid of Beal, man. Actually in this situation, if you're getting Beal, yes, go get Beal. If you can swing that and the other guy's cool with it, do it. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. And I think I'm gonna start doing these about once a week, just to kind of answer some of your questions and to kind of evaluate some player talent. I mean, in this video, if you watch it, maybe you don't really have the same guys that are going down in the trade, but you'll at least see my view on that player and where I rank them, what tier they're in. So I think it's helpful to make these once a week. So please follow us on Twitter. That's where the majority of our questions are going to come from. I'm going to prioritize comments on our Twitter over our comments on YouTube. That being said, I'm still going to take some of the comments on YouTube. So yeah, give us a follow on Twitter and keep commenting and giving us advice, guys. We really appreciate it, and it's been so fun so far. So yeah, thank you guys. Just like the waves in my